I've read that if a company will welcome you like, oh, you're part of the family now, it's kind of like a red
Yeah,
flag. A red
yeah.
flag. So, yeah, coming from a guy who's a red flag himself, knowing what is a red flag is quite legit. So,
Hey, it's me, Julia.
Hey everyone, my name is Sui.
hey there, Space Travelers. My name is Dwayne, and welcome aboard the Sphere Rocket Podcast Network's Cosmic Couch.
Get ready to zoom through the VA universe as we tackle the juiciest and most controversial topics in the industry.
So, who's up for a cosmic adventure with us? Buckle up and let's soar to the stars on the Cosmic Couch. How is everybody doing today? I hope you guys are settled in and ready to have some more VA knowledge.
Yeah, we're so excited to have you here in the podcast. Thank you so much for continuous support in the Sphere Rocket Podcast Network, and we're so excited to present to you this new segment wherein you can know more about us, hosts, of course, and also Sphere Rocket and what's the benefit of it for you as aspiring VA and also as a client. How about you, Dwayne?
I am quite excited, and especially in what you said, controversial topics. I'm all about controversies and a lot of interesting topics, so I can't wait to dive into that. But of course, before we dive into the topics, before we dive into the red flags, such as what they label me as, see what girls are, they always label man as red flags. They're so judgmental. You know?
Gaslighter alert.
We caught that everything on.
Yeah, never mind. So, I'm sure a lot of you guys, especially that it has just first seen our faces in Sphere Rocket, we are the hosts, and let's get to know us, each other. And I've prepared some sort of icebreakers, like a bunch of questions, actually just 5 who's who questions. So basically, we're just gonna point out to someone who we think is who or which. So let's go on right ahead with the first question is, who do you think amongst us is the best person to go to for advice? Okay, 3, 2, 1.
Oh my god.
You're pointing
Where is
into
it?
the mirror. You.
Who is that? Me, Julia.
Just
I'm
you.
pointing
We're all
at
pointing at.
Julia.
I'm pointing. We're both pointing at you. So
Yeah. It's on to
Okay,
you.
thank you so much. I'm blushing.
Yeah. But Julia,
Yeah.
why do you think Sweet is the best person for advice?
For sure, she's the best person to reach out for advice because, of course, aside from the fact that she is the HOD of our department, she's also like this big sis type. My first impression, actually, the big sis type. Like, actually, yeah, very, very happy to have her. Of course, yeah, I'm just very blessed to have her in my life now.
Okay. Nice one, Ate Sweet. We call her Ate because the big sister, even though I'm
Exactly.
the oldest.
Wow.
Stop
You
smiling.
guys.
You can call me Ate
make
too
me
if you
cry.
guys want. I'm kidding. Okay. So just
Thanks
one.
for
Ate
that.
Sweet is the best person for advice, and yeah, you can ask her for advice if you wanted to in the comment section in the future.
Yeah,
You might
like
be
literally
answering none of
anything.
that. Anything.
OMG, the pressure.
Yes. Make it more controversial so it's a lot more exciting. Gonna read it as well. All right, without further ado, let's go with the second question. And who do you think is the fitness enthusiast in the group? Not further ado, let's. Oh yeah. Stop. Don't lie to yourself. Don't point at that direction.
Julia.
It's fine. Whatever, guys.
Of course. I mean,
Here.
if you're gonna look at her profile or her picture, you will see amongst us who is the most physically fit.
And
Fitness
also,
enthusiast. Mhm.
yeah, and also Julia here is a for the knowledge of our listeners, Julia is a vegan-ish,
Like
as
the itch.
she call herself. So
Ish.
vegan-ish.
Yeah.
Go green.
So yeah.
Go green.
Oh,
Go green with some fish.
bleep,
With
bleep.
some
Yeah,
white
yeah.
meat.
Editor, bleep
With some
that.
white
Yeah,
meat.
just add, yeah, just white meat. Totally white meat.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Okay.
impressive. I could never survive a day without eating meat. I'm sorry. I hope I don't offend anyone. I wanted to be vegan, but I need to get
We
my
tried.
proteins. Yes, and failed. So, applause for being able to do that. And the third
you,
one,
thank
who
you.
do you think is the best storyteller or jokester in the room?
Duh.
I guess-
Dwayne.
I guess the introduction itself is pretty
The red
explains a
flag
lot. I'm a walking red flag and jokester. According to my two female hosts. We need another male host so I have someone on my side.
Mm.
I feel
You have to sign up the
it's not
petition
fair.
for that.
It's not fair.
How do you guys feel about that? You guys can comment down below if you agree with us.
Yes. Please, I need someone on my team.
A thumbs
Okay.
up will be great.
Yeah, I think
Okay,
it's
for
nothing.
for the
No
next-
explanation needed.
no explanation needed for that. I'm a joke for them. Okay.
You are a joking red flag.
Hey, at least I'm funny. It's the only thing I got.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yes,
we'll
don't
give
get me
that
wrong,
to
you're
you.
really funny.
Okay, next time, who do you think is the ultimate foodie among all of us? So
I think it's a tie.
It's a
Tie for
tie. Yeah, I
everyone.
guess so. We're all foodies here. I don't know. We've had several meetings, and at least one of us, if not two or three of us, are eating in the same room, and
Yeah.
it happens a lot. It's like,
That is so
we're
true.
gonna- Yes. With that being said, though, I guess people would be curious. What is your go-to favorite snack when you're at work? I mean, not during a podcast episode, but when you're lunch break at work. Let's start with sweet. What do you think is the best food to eat during work?
Based on the current survey, it's a burger, but I would eat anything chicken at any time. Chicken nuggets, chicken wings, G.
Just finger foods, basically. You can eat
Yeah.
like something like that. And how about you, Julia? What's your go-to snack?
Yeah, I want to lean towards that as well. I totally agree on the chicken wings. But yeah, right now I'm into teas, although it's not a meal or like something to eat. Yeah, I'm slowly getting into that. I mean, aside from the fact that I also love coffee, like teas are also my thing now. And I just ordered hibiscus tea rather. So yeah, it's really interesting. I think you guys should also to the viewers, like tea is really good. It's also
Yeah.
healthy.
Yeah.
So yeah, she's the fitness enthusiast. We were mentioning junk foods like chicken nuggets. I was gonna say noodles like pancit canton, fried noodles, and
Yeah.
she's the only one who said hibiscus tea. She's not saying anything but
You can
hibiscus.
never be healthier than that.
That explains a
Oh my
lot. So
God.
that's it. I don't know. I think pancit canton is part of every Filipino's childhood. It's something that I can never get tired about, and I think it's an amazing part. Not the healthiest, but it's a good guilty pleasure to eat. So I guess the
Agree.
last one that we got is, who do you think is the resident animal lover? Oh,
It's Julia.
It's Julia again. I mean, you're pointing to
Yeah.
me. I love animals because I like the taste of them, but in
Oh
terms
my
of taking
God.
care of them, I'm kidding.
Why?
just
Why?
chicken, beef, and the typical meats for eating. But yeah, I guess sweet, you can explain why Julia is the resident animal lover amongst us.
She's the only one who has a pet, a very unique pet. Well, it's not unique, but relatively unique pet, and always huddles with us.
I have a
so-
unicorn, guys.
unicorn, unique pet.
Yep.
And she
It's
has
a
a
very unique
rabbit. She has a bunny, Bugs Bunny, and always huddles with us. So, is it a she or a he?
It's a he. It's
Okay, so
Sven from Frozen.
It's he's basically part of the podcast team now. So the bunny.
Yeah.
So the seventh member of the podcast team.
You should get that in one of our episodes. Maybe they wanted to say
Yeah.
hi to them. Yeah,
Good
that's
idea.
Let's
something.
have him. Let's have him as our guest.
Okay,
So,
our
yeah.
very first special guest is, that's gonna be an exciting part.
Exactly.
Okay.
So yeah,
so
I'm an
with that,
animal lover, not because I eat them, but
I'm an animal
animal
lover because I eat them. Shame. And
Oh,
Sweet
before.
just loves animals in general.
Yeah, in general, I'll just like to stare at them like that.
Yeah, she's the
Yes.
neutral one.
Yeah. So I guess
Okay.
those are some things about us as hosts. We'll make some other icebreakers so you get to know us more in the coming episodes, but we'll see. That's all we can offer for now. So yeah, speaking about the topic, which is I'm really, really excited about. As much as I want to talk more about it, I guess Sweet has a lot more things to say about our topic. She's Sweet, the best advice giver of the group. So
Wow.
Sweet, tell us more about the topic that we have today.
Yeah, talking about the Cosmic Couch, which is we'll be diving into the juiciest and controversial topics of the VA industry to, of course, educate everyone, whether it's aspiring clients or you're a VA. It's basically for everyone to like educate everyone about the industry because, of course, when the pandemic happened, VA industry really boomed. You know, like a lot of people are transitioning into like the work from home setups. That also was the rise of Sphere Rocket. Actually, before the pandemic happened, it's already there. It's already established. So for our first episode, all right, are you ready? Drum roll, please. Our topic will be about what sets Sphere Rocket unique among
Woo.
other VA agencies or companies. So just a brief background about Sphere Rocket, guys. So Sphere Rocket is a VA agency. So basically what we do is we hire or we look for a client and also a VA that and match them together. So that's basically our job is to look for the best VA for client who is looking for someone who can help leverage their business. So that's what are we gonna talk about today. So let's first hear Julia's opinion about it.
Yes, indeed. All right, to give my take on what sets Sphere Rocket apart is, aside from the fact that Sphere Rocket is a bridge, of course, and also somewhat of a matchmaking. I would really say that it's also a matchmaking kind. Like the characteristic would be that word that I would like to highlight is matchmaking because they totally would be the ones who would train up the VAs, find VAs for their clients, and also give it to their clients. You know, before anything else, of course, they want the VAs to be very prepared before facing the clients and all of that. So they mold them however way they can. And it's really, really amazing. And, you know, to really set apart from other VA companies, you know, Sphere Rocket really has this sense of like care. When I entered on Sphere Rocket, before knowing that I'm also a student at the same time. For those who don't know, I'm currently also a college student as of now, and also working at Sphere Rocket. For those who are watching, and I hope you guys are inspired. For those who are also students out there who want to also want to be a VA, you know, this is actually, although I would say that it's not for everybody, but like depends on your grit, on your heart and grit towards your dedication when it comes to becoming a VA. What really sets apart, since knowing that Sphere Rocket is also my first company, is really welcoming because they welcome you. And the few words that really stuck into my mind was welcome to the Sphere Rocket family. And I totally felt that kind of warmth, not because like other companies would be very pretentious about it. Like they would say that, you know, welcome to the family and all of that, but you don't feel it, right? And with Sphere, when I entered, there is that sense of care. There is that sense of family. And I could really testify to that because they get to listen to your ideas. You get to share your thoughts about it. There are weekly like huddles for that, and everybody gets to open up. There's an outlet, so like it's really, I would really say that it's really authentic. They really are true to themselves, most especially, and because of, you know, the CEOs that we have, you know, that's unbelievably there to listen as well to your opinions, to your thoughts, to your ideas. They would appreciate it and commend it. So yeah, and that's my take on, you know, what sets apart Sphere Rocket from the rest of other VA companies.
I mean, Sphere Rocket is phenomenal in a lot of ways. If you guys didn't know, we've been interviewing our VAs, also some clients from the US as well, but we've interviewed over 100 or 200, 300. I've lost count for how many we've interviewed so far, but you know, all of them said the same exact thing, why they love Sphere Rocket. Sphere Rocket is life-changing. I mean, they've had several experience in the VA field, like working from home. But Sphere Rocket it's just so different in a way that everything is so systematic, and they give free trainings. They're quite generous with the bonuses, and I guess one of the better things that we have is they just match you with the right clients, because that's one of the biggest challenges that as a VA, because clients will just come and go. They can easily get rid of you like so fast, because it's not because they're lacking skills, but it's more about they just match the same kind of mindset working for them. And Sphere Rocket does that for not only the clients but also the VAs, to make sure that their interests is in line with each other. And of course, as I mentioned earlier, the free trainings definitely helps out a lot. So if you're not confident saying, oh, it's my first time applying as a VA, I don't have any experiences, well, you need to just pass the initial interview, and if you pass it, you have the access to a lot of the trainings, webinars. These are live webinars, not just a website or a video that you're just going to be reading. So it's live. If you have a question live, then you'll be able to ask it with the coach of the whichever episode that you're trying to be a part of. So I guess that's what sets Sphere Rocket apart for me, is the amount of investment they put into not only their employees but potential employees. And what can I say? It's amazing to be part of this wonderful company.
Yeah, I agree with that, Dwayne. In relation with that, I think really Sphere Rocket upholds to its core values. And one of them is everybody wins. So they really make sure that every decision that they make, especially in the leadership and all of the plans that they have here for the company, really is towards about having that win-win situation for everyone, which is so great, because it's really evident, because you can promise one thing and then do another thing, right? So but here in Sphere Rocket, I can really say that they are upholding to their words. They're true to their words, and you can see the alignment between the words and actions. And so speaking of training, like both of you said, Julia and Dwayne, they are providing training for the VAs and also for the clients as well. Of course, even if the VA industry is widely known now here in the Philippines, sometimes there are still industry in the US who doesn't know about it or not open about it. But the good thing about Sphere Rocket is they provide trainings for those first-time clients who will be handling or first-time handling an offshore team member. Both ways, it's really win-win for everybody. Like everyone is learning, everyone is really hands-on to make sure that your business also thrives. And then that's so great. And not only, as Julia mentioned, of course, like a matchmaking, right? So we make sure that Sphere Rocket makes sure that we partner the best VAs, and we call it unicorn VAs. So for the benefits of our listeners, here unicorn VAs, these are the virtual assistant that really the best among the rest, like the best of the best. For my personal experience as well, one of the edge of Sphere Rocket is really their coaching program. Actually, the first time that I've heard from the past companies that I've had, and also the companies that I've been hearing for my friends, my colleagues, it's the first time that I've heard that the company has a coaching department. And I think that's one of the unique about Sphere Rocket, having a coaching, someone who will really guide the VA and as well as the clients when everything like goes south. Like it's not always unicorns and rainbows. It's really great to have like that safety net, especially for the VAs, that they will not automatically like get laid off or something like that, but they will go through that coaching process first to know what can be improved and what are the things that you can give value more to the clients. And that is for me one of the best things and unique values that Sphere Rocket has.
I would like to add as well, another thing about the coaching and the trainings that we do we don't only train our VAs, we also train our clients, because I'm sure the VA industry in general is still quite new. I'm sure a lot of people, we've interviewed clients as well and non-clients as well, and asked them why don't they take a VA. A lot of them is saying it's a big risk. Sure, the costs are good compared to hiring someone in-house, but how do I get started? How do I train them? And that's also one of the things that we have. We train clients in order for them to be ready for a VA. On the other side as well, as Sweet mentioned, we have unicorn VAs as well that will be able to mix and match to, general VAs that can do all the tasks. So it's not going to be hard and specific to, know which position they're going to put them into if you're a new client just hiring your first VA. So we train not only VAs, but we also train clients that wants to have VAs as well. So it's a one-stop shop for everything VA related, and that's Fear Rocket for me.
Yeah, I totally agree. That's why we always have these long-term relationships or collaborations with clients and the VAs. It's because of, I think Sphere Rocket also has both quality and quantity. They focus more on the quality first. That's why we have unicorn VAs, and then they give the best of the best to these clients, because these clients are like really satisfied of what they have. They literally, as our Sphere Rocket would really, really matchmake you to the perfect person or the perfect VA for you needing for your company or for your business. And that's why we have a lot of, clients that are really long-term. It's been years that they've been with Sphere Rocket ever since from the beginning up until now. They're still here being loyal and everything because of that kind of, that setup, because of the trainings. That's why we produce these unicorn VAs and, all of those benefits that we get as well. Really, really, no doubt, they really give us the best of the best, like, things. Sometimes I feel like I don't deserve these rewards or like these bonuses, but like also encourages you to step up your game to give out the best performance you can be as a VA. And so like, yeah, I think those are also one of the advantages.
Yeah, we're not saying this because we have something pointed at us. Hey, if you say something bad, something's bad gonna happen to you. So I guess let's get some of the opinions of the members of the Sphere Rocket team as well. Yep. So let's read out some of their comments. We've actually done a survey with them. So let's get started. Maybe Sweet, you can read out some of the first ones that you can see.
Before I read the comments or the survey that we have from the internal team members, I just would like to add from what Dwayne said. So it's our dignity that is in line here with what we are saying. So we're really, really like uphold to what we are saying, and not only like to build up Sphere Rocket. It's really just what we have experienced. So yeah. So let's go with the survey that we had from this internal team members. So we asked our internal team members what makes Sphere Rocket stand out from other virtual assistant companies, and based on their experience. So I have here CK. First, CK said that what Sphere Rocket stand out from is the VA community and the easy access to the free training. So all of the trainings that we have mentioned here are all free. Again, this is a reminder for everyone who are aspiring VAs. If someone who messaged you asking for a fee for training and pretending to be a part of Sphere Rocket, that is not us, because we provide free trainings for VA and clients. Okay. So next, you want to read, Julia?
Yeah, for sure. So, all right, for the next one that we've surveyed, we have somebody. Should we mention the name or just say it?
Just mention it and say thanks to them.
All right. Yeah, shout out to Gail. Thank you so much for this answer. She says, people that work here are very easy to talk to. This company values work-life balance, and most importantly, values your skills and always brings out the best in you. Right? I totally agree to that. I strongly uphold that because, just like what Ajay Sweet and Dwayne mentioned earlier, we're not here to we're not forced to say all of these, We're here being transparent with everybody, to the viewers and the listeners. Whatever we say here are actually coming from our perspective, from our opinions. Maybe both negative or positive. So we're here to tell you the real thing. This is the real deal, guys. So yeah, and I totally agree to that, because just like what I've mentioned earlier, right? It's really easy to talk to. It's easy to open up to everybody. Most especially, I think it's because of how the CEOs really train up their team. Miss Shireen, the on-site CEO, and Sir Justin, the CEO. They really get to have huddles and listen to your thoughts, to your ideas. And that's because everybody's so open to each other. They get to reach out to you easily. You get to approach them. They're very, very approachable. As a newbie last few months ago, I guess, people are really easy to reach out and ask some queries that you need to know. And they're there to help you. And also they value, of course, work-life balance and value your skills, and they really commend you on what you do, right? They have these weekly shout outs to everybody in the internal, and it's really nice because it boosts up, you're more encouraging towards your work. And it's really nice because there's also a result to that. It has a product to that, what they've been doing. That's why performance-wise, quality-wise, Sphere Rocket is top-notch on that.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say I've read a lot of interesting answers. I'm just gonna read the simple yet interesting ones that I've seen so far. One is from Jason. No cuts in your salary. It's quite simple, but for an agency to hire anyone, it doesn't need to be an agency in the field of virtual assistants and anything. You would expect agencies to take cuts from your salary, but that is the magic that Sphere Rocket was able to provide. We don't take cuts from your salary. You get 100% of your salary, if not more, because we also give benefits as well. So you get more, you get the opposite of cuts in salary. You get additions to your salary. And I think it's quite hard to beat that as an agency that provides free trainings on top of that. So yeah, it's short and simple, no cuts in your salary. And the next one could be quite a mouthful, but before that, I would also like to share an experience that I've with one of my friends that's also a VA. He's working in a different company because it's not related to Sphere Rocket, but his experience with agencies are quite bad. He was working for a client for like 6-7 months, and he was earning what he asked for, like his his requested salary. He got that, but at I forgot at which point of his career he was able to find out like the entire payslip. He was only getting like 45% of the salary, and 55% was going to the agency. And it's quite crazy. I mean, sure, he got what he asked for, but after knowing that information that you're only getting 45% of your salary, it really makes you disheartened. So pretty much it's really hard to find an honest agency that wouldn't take any cuts. You get your salary directly from your client, and that's quite it's game changing in the world of VAs or agencies. So yeah, that's something to look into Sphere Rocket about. So next is quite a mouthful from Nell. Sphere Rocket stands out from other virtual assistant companies due to its focus on industry-specific expertise, especially in real estate, and its rigorous training programs. The company's unique approach involves matching clients with virtual assistants who have specialized knowledge tailored to their industry needs, leading to more effective and efficient partnerships. The customized process, ensures that clients receive a virtual assistant who not only understands the basics of administrative support, but also brings valuable insights from their field. So Sphere Rocket's commitments to continuous training and development further ensures that their virtual assistants stay ahead of the industry trends and best places, providing clients with reliable and high-quality service. I guess that pretty much explains it, but the training really helps a lot. Because just in any industry, you will get your initial training, and that's pretty much it. You need to learn everything from scratch. And in an industry as fast-paced as marketing or just in real estate, it's evolving. So the trends will change and everything else. So that's what Sphere Rocket provides. We provide updated trainings. Let's say in social media management, there's a new trend. It's going to be taught to you. Also in video editing, those stuff. And as mentioned, we already provide ready to work with virtual assistants. No need for you to fully train them from scratch. You just need to guide them. And yeah, pretty much that's why we provide those trainings, to make sure that our clients gets the best benefits by saving their time and money, of course, so that the VA that they're gonna get is good and ready to go for the most part. So yeah, I guess that's quite long, but that's one of the things that I love about Sphere Rocket and what our clients and our VAs love about us.
Thank you for that, Dwayne. And lastly, from our survey, this is from Russ. Sphere Rocket is not just a virtual assistant company. Sphere Rocket is a family of diverse people who shares the same values at work and together aims at one goal for the company's success. Wow. Yeah, I agree with that. Sphere Rocket is really a family. It really upholds to that the word and just like what he said, it's really diverse people who are really helping each other to achieve one goal.
But that's actually quite an interesting take, especially in the modern times that we have in the age of social media, because I've read that if a company will welcome you like, oh, you're part of the family now, it's kind of like a red flag. So.
Feeling overwhelmed by your business tasks? Well, it's time to step up your game. Visit www.sphererocketva.com and get a virtual assistant from us at Sphere Rocket VA. Streamline your business operations and focus on what really matters.
Yeah, coming from a guy who's a red flag himself, knowing what is a red flag is quite legit. So...
I think you're an expert on red flags.
Yeah,
right?
It takes one to know one.
To know one.
But you know what? There's two sides of that thing. There are bad, family-oriented companies, and there are good ones. In my experience, the bad ones, I've been in both kinds of companies. I've been to more than a handful of companies, so I'll be able to tell. So I have experience before with this kind of company. I'm not going to name them, obviously. I'm still friends with some of my coworkers there, but just when I they say, like, I remember they say that, when I first, it was one of, I was still early in my employee career. So they said they welcome me like as a family. And then after staying with them, I didn't last like a year with them because of what I said. The family that they mentioned is that, hey, maybe it wasn't a sales kind of work, by the way. So maybe we should try working on Saturdays. So we will be able to, meet the sales quota, because the sales are going slow then. And they said, and they didn't even mention it like getting paid. It's just, just so we can have extra time. They said, oh, no worries. You're free to use the office. The telephone is there. They make it sound like it's a good deal to work for free and to get more sales. And they said, like, oh, it's so that the company and we will all prosper. And at first I was like, yeah, it's a good thing, because it was my first company. I thought that, oh, it's all about helping a company. And I think that is what makes saying family in a company is a red flag. When you're working, because family helps each other, and there's not much utang na loob. That's what we call in Filipino. I forgot what's the English for that. They press it onto you, like, hey, you need to do this because, come on, the company gives you money, gives you employment. You should at least do that at the very least. And comparing that with a positive experience that I have with a family-oriented company, I'm not going to mention it as well to prevent any bias, but yeah, I'm still good friends. I still talk to the people that I work from them, But they say family, like after office hours, when I'm feeling so stressed, I'm not able to make any sales for an entire month. They would tell me. I was, when my boss talked to me, I thought that she's going to give me an earful or a mouthful. But he said, you know what? I think the company should go out and we should get out and have some dinner sometimes, like as a company. When we went out, it's not even about, the work and stuff. It's just to hang out and chill and socialize. And after that, I feel like I'm legitimately in a family without anything. And yeah, I guess that's the difference of two kinds of families and companies. There's red flags, but there's also some green flags to them. So yeah, that's my experience. So, and if you guys have any similar outputs to that,
my opinion or take on that is actually the way I see the first one. Like, it doesn't really treat you as a family, the first situation that you mentioned earlier, because they would make it as it will look like an illusion. Like, family would be the keyword for you to get to have this certain illusion that, I'm totally fine. I'm going to be totally fine. And then when you go into the company, that's when it's going to be a trap or like somewhat of that. in
Mhm.
some way, if you ask me, that's kind of pretentious. But with Sphere Rocket, it's literally there. Like the sense of care is there. And I could really say how it's really different, right? Like it's sort of like an illusion in a way, but like thank God, as the first timer with my first company, I would really say that there's that sense of care. You get to embrace these people, and just like what I've mentioned earlier, they really treat each other as family. They don't say it because of it, and most especially about the pay, which is like you mentioned earlier. Like you get to go on weekends. I think that's not actually how it should be, because Sphere Rocket pays you on how you're worth. Like you get paid of what you're worth. Like you do this certain effort, and it really is. They do value you in a way that they pay you for what you're worth, right? So it's also that.
Can I add
Excuse
something?
me.
Just got
Yes, for sure.
something. It's true because Sphere Rocket. I remember when we were having lots of podcast episode, I myself suggested that maybe we can do some overtime to, so we can get more clients on
Mhm.
schedule.
Yeah.
But Miss Shireen mentioned no, you can't do that.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
need to have your time off. So they want us to have that kind of work-life balance, and that alone makes you feel like, oh, okay, we're actually valued, not just
Exactly.
go to work. So yeah, it's hard to beat that.
Yeah, they set that certain ground rules in order for you to breathe and everything. And also, we also have our personal lives, and they do respect that. It's actually green flag to that, and it's exactly the opposite to other VA companies. I mean, it's good. I mean, you get appreciated when you do like exceed the time of work that you do, but like they most appreciate it if you just stick to like your working hour, because they know you have your own personal life, and they do respect that work-life balance. So yeah.
Yeah, I can totally relate with that, with Julia and Dwayne, with that, especially with Dwayne, with the first scenario that he have mentioned. I think a lot of our VA listeners or Filipino listeners will also relate to that. And yeah, it's simply because um, I've actually first I've listened to, or I saw that content as well, which they mentioned that if the company, like, it actually, if I remember it correctly, it's like red flags from a company, and one of those lists in the list is if they call you family. And I can remember the context of that is because they like exploiting you to work more than what you're paid for. So just like that. So here in the Philippines, actually, there is like a how do I term that correctly? There is this um ingoing thing called OTTY. So it's like you go overtime, but the pay is TY, which is thank you. And they don't even compensate it for monetary compensation. So, but I have been experienced some companies like that as well. But it's really opposite here in the Sphere Rocket, because I agree with the two of you, because yeah, they are like everything, like every move that you will do, if you will like have, for example, us with the head of the departments, we just recently had a team building and leadership training. So you can really see the amount of investment that they put on their people in order for them to grow. And for context, guys, reason why that happens because some of us here in the leadership team are first time leaders, but are also excelling in the respective departments. So see that amount of care that they put, and just like really upholding to their core values, which is everybody wins, and also money abundance. So you cannot promote money abundance and be like be thrifty on money. So it doesn't make sense. So it's really that having that culture of taking care of the people. It's like people centered environment here in Sphere Rocket, and that's what I've felt since day one. I've always tell this to my friends, like, oh, I feel like I finally found something that is aligned to my values as well, because I also honor my values very, very, like, so dearly, that I also want to be with people and surrounded with people with the same values as I have, because the saying goes, you are the product of like 4 or 5 people that you're with. So yeah, and I think that is one of the best things about Sphere Rocket and being called as family, like having that safe space for everyone to voice out, and also not only voice out but also being heard, because voicing out your opinion and your suggestions is just one step, but being heard and also seeing, like, if there are changes that needs to be made or if there's improvement that needs to be made, everything, are all of those are really taking account for. Yeah, I think that is one of the best things about Sphere Rocket, being a family. It's really cultivating this community and taking care of each and everyone.
Yeah, but basically, family in Sphere Rocket is a good thing, not the negative kind of family that we have in the typical work culture that we have here in the country and perhaps other countries as well. So I guess that being said, I'm sure there's still a lot more red flags or any kinds of negative friends. Well, comment down below if you have anything else, and maybe we'll be able to discuss it. Yeah, the next episode. It'd be an exciting conversation about that, because we're down for controversies. That's where I'm all for. So if you have any controversial topics about your work environment, and maybe something that you want to comment about here at Sphere Rocket, we'll be more than happy to answer it as well.
Yeah,
We're
controversies
like
are what you live for.
Yes.
That's what we
Makes
live
our lives
for.
more colorful. Yeah, it's
Like
it's what
controversies.
gives our life excitement, and
Exactly. Yeah, totally, guys. You guys can comment down below if you thought of view of red flags in VA companies. We would totally appreciate that, and not in that way that we appreciate it, but the way that you guys share your thoughts about it. We totally appreciate that. So, all right, there you have it, you guys. With that being said, with those opinions being mentioned and perspectives, ideas, which was really, really good. I was really full of that. I hope you learned from this episode. Don't forget to leave a comment and hit that subscribe button so you will never miss out on an episode. As always, if you have suggestions for future topics or guests, drop us a message. We love hearing from you. So there you have it, you guys. This has been Julia.
And this is Sweet.
and this is Dwayne.
And this is Sphere Rocket Podcast Network presents The Cosmic Couch. See you again on the next episode, you guys. Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Feeling overwhelmed by your business tasks? Well, it's time to step up your game. Visit www.spherocketva.com and get a virtual assistant from us at Sphere Rocket VA. Streamline your business operations and focus on what really matters.